Hello everyone, I'm David and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to do a all signs reading for whatever comes out, in which I'm going to pull three random cards and just going to read whatever comes to me. Before I jump into this reading, I want to take a moment to thank everyone that watched my videos. Excuse me. I was telling myself that, if if the feedback is positive, I was gonna keep going. I felt like there was a 50-50 chance because like towards the end of my first set of videos, I started to feel like, man, I'm putting out negative energy out in the universe, and it had me feeling kind of bad. So I do appreciate the love. So now that I got that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. First, I'm gonna start with the sign Aries. I'm gonna try my best to, I guess, get through these pretty fast, just so that I try to cover everything. This is my first one, all signs, so bear with me if it's um too slow or too fast. I'm just trying to, get through this, I guess. All right, one first attempt. Okay. So Aries, the cards that came out was the Knight of Swords, the Two of Cups in reverse, and the Three of Wands. Aries, I will say I like the energy of the Knight of Swords, excuse me, which represents ambition, um, action oriented, driven to succeed, and fast thinking, which I definitely feel like the fast thinking or this ambitious aspect of an Aries seems to track at least what I know of an Aries, which is followed by the Two of Cups in reverse with his self love, disharmony, distrust, breakups, imbalance, tension, a broken communication. And lastly, it was the Three of Wands. Excuse me. It was Three of Wands was the last card that came out, which represents preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion. What I get from this Aries, I don't know. To me, the message is somewhat clear. I think you're focusing on getting to your goals. Like maybe I guess to add better context, what these cards tell me, what the energy I'm getting from it is, you're focusing on what matters to you at this time. I like this. I'm okay. This is gonna be weird. I like this energy because of what I get from this is that you're focusing on whatever goals or I guess projects that you currently have in mind. Like you putting all your attention, all your thoughts into like working towards whatever goal or task that you want to achieve. At least I'm getting that from the Knight of Swords plus the Three of Wands, which to me they correlate to someone who's like very determined to make something happen that they've been planning on, and they actually putting the energy into. In contrast, though, I don't want to like not mention the Two of Cups that came out in reverse. This makes me think, Aries, that you're not really focusing on dating right now or trying to, like build something with someone. Like it's to me, honestly, I'm getting that you're focusing on yourself. Like you're like self-love, disharmony, like broken communication. Like you're not really actively communicating with anyone because you're focusing on what matters to you at this time. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can go further on, but I just don't want to like just keep saying the same thing over and over again. The only thing, like, without putting some additional cards, because I want to try to just keep it to three. Only thing I will like warn Aries is like, at least for myself, and this I'm gonna admit that I'm a tad bit biased because I understand this energy. Because there's times and cycles in which I can be so determined on finishing whatever I have committed myself to, and when I do that, I go into a somewhat isolation mode where I'm not really communicative. I don't keep up communications with everyone. People probably deem me as being distant sometimes, but the only thing I will warn against without putting more, like I mentioned, is that you just want to be somewhat aware that this is how others perceive you, which is it's a good thing, but if there's something that matters to you, as far as like also like maintaining some type of relationship, don't like overlook that, or don't excuse me, don't overlook that side of yourself. Um, but again, like if if your main focus or main priority right now is just working towards whatever you had determined gonna be your primary focus, all the power to you. You know, I think most reasonable people understand that sometimes it feels like we gotta pick and choose, but ultimately, this seems like a pretty decent set of cards. Besides just like this one, which is not completely bad, just seems like you're just focusing on yourself. Now that I got that, I'm gonna go over to Taurus is next. Let's see what comes out for this spread. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, what came out for you was the Two of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Two of Swords. And Two of Pentacles representing multiple priorities, time management, adaptability, balancing decisions, followed by the Chariot. In reverse, self discipline, opposition, lack of direction, lack of control, aggression, arrogance, carelessness. Ending with the Two of Swords, which represents difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, deadlock. Taurus, okay, for me, this doesn't seem like yours is relationship oriented. Um, I'm not sure if you work for yourself or it. Well, okay, let me just say what I'm getting from what I'm getting from these cards, Taurus, is that you might feel currently that you are under poor leadership at like whatever you do for work. It seemed like you feel like there's a lack of a plan, or there's not like a clear roadmap to what the overall strategy is going to be or what's the game plan. And the reason why I'm getting this is that starting with the Two of Pentacles, it already represents someone just trying to juggle. So you might feel like you're having to juggle multiple priorities at this time. Um, but the Chariot in reverse is like the lack of direction makes me, and it representing a little bit of like aggression mixed with the Two of Swords, which make like there's a little bit of avoidance. Maybe you're avoiding someone, or you're avoiding like having, I guess, ongoing communication with management. And I wonder if it's due to you feeling like there's a lack of like the overall what is going to be the ongoing plan or strategy, or what's the priority currently. And I think there's might be a slight bit of chance that you don't agree with what they have deemed the priority or the priorities. I think there's more than one, and it makes you feel like you're having to juggle multiple deadlines or priorities at one time, and you don't agree with what you've been assigned to prioritize. And because of the person who's giving you these instructions or the leadership, since you don't agree with it, you kind of like avoiding communicating or having ongoing open talks with them. It's like a weird dynamic that I'm picking up, and it's just for this one is more so I'm getting work, which I can understand because like there's a little bit of a that like there's a difference when like I guess people feel like w- when management um, treats them treats their employees or their colleagues as like family versus like when it's more so like when you feel like it's really just business like a business transactions. I guess people you might have a certain preference toward on tourists. Maybe there was a recent change or something that kind of that is triggering this. Maybe someone new recently came into your company, but that's what I'm getting from this read. It's mainly I'm just getting work. The only thing that could possibly, I guess, one additional thing that I could say is that the two of swords also represents like weighing options. So I'm not sure if you're considering like possibly looking elsewhere, but maybe that could be something that had ran across your mind. But that's what I got, and from these cars, Taurus. Hopefully, it resonated with you, or at least with some. Let me go ahead and move on to Gemini. I'm gonna take that card right there, and this one, and this. Okay, Gemini. What I got from for you, the Ace of Wands, the Hangman, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So Gemini. Ace of Wands representing new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential beginnings, new opportunities, growth. Followed by the Hangman in reverse, meaning delays, standstill, resistance, staffing, indecision, fear of sacrifice, lack of control. Ending with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Dark side of wealth, financial failure or loss, fleeting success, lack of stability, lack of resources. Gemini, what I'm okay. This for me, this is also like similar to Taurus. It seems business related, but I'm getting it from a different aspect. Meaning, for me, Gemini, this this makes me excuse me. The thought that comes to my mind from these cards is that there's a certain idea that you have, maybe it's a new business idea, that you have faith that is going to be a very successful thing, right? That's what I'm getting from the Ace of Wands, which is great. That like that is it's always good to be in the energy to create. But what this is telling me is that you're gonna run into some roadblocks or some hiccups, right? That's what I'm getting from the Hangman in reverse, which represents delays, standstill, resistance, staffing, fear of sacrifice, lack of control. What this is telling me that you might have this great idea that will definitely involve multiple people, or you might need multiple people. You might need to hire multiple people, or have multiple people join in into the activity to pull it off. And you're gonna run into some challenges in that regard. Ending with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, which is dark side of wealth, financial failure or loss, fleeting success, lack of resources. Okay, to put it all together, Gemini, this is what I'm getting. What I'm getting from these cards is that you have an idea, and I guess what I would warn you of is that your idea might be achievable, but I would just recommend before you get overly excited, you just check all the different, I guess, parts or pieces that would be necessary to pull this off before you start to spend or overspend your money, because that can help you avoid this 10 of pentacles in reverse. And the reason why I'm kind of like choosing to put this on separate is because the the 10 of pentacles in reverse I think can be avoided, or it can be offset potentially if you take the time during your planning stage. You like go through all the different requirements that you would need to be able to pull off whatever you're planning. I know that part, like planning, or just I know in the when you're in the spirit of creating, like having to sit and go through like the I guess the less exciting parts or the aspects of like planning could take away the excitement. But I think by doing that, you could also like avoid like some potential conflict with the hangman, because the more you the more time you take to prepare or look into or become an expert to what you want to do here, I think this would be less of a issue, because now you already had the time to do your research to see whatever you planning on or want to do, like everything is going to involve, how much it's going to cost, how many people you need to help, especially if you like trying to do something that's big that you might need to work alongside multiple people. You know what I mean? Like you might want to try to like plan a large party. Like this could be something that's not necessarily like work related or business related, but you could be like at the very bare minimum, not the bare minimum, but you could be trying to plan a party or a big event, and even that like has some additional cost to it, because you might need to hire security, and it all that little bits and pieces could add up or will add up, which could definitely lead you to the 10 of pentacles in reverse. So I think this is a good read for you, Gemini. It seems like you're planning something, and what these the I guess the message that the cards is trying to tell me is just this is like a warning, like prepare and take your like while you're making this project or content or putting this project together, uh, just pay attention to everything and the cost of everything before you overly commit yourself, and then that will help you offset some of this like tension and this loss of wealth that's like towards the back end of that. So yeah, that's the message I got from you, Gemini. Uh, it's kind of like a heads up message that I guess I will interpret this one as. Let's go to the sign Cancer. Cancer. This is weird. Like, how do I get the hangman? The hangman again, but this time it's upright. That is weird. That is weird. The Seven of Cups. So I got I got the Hangman again for Cancer, which outright represents pause, surrender, letting go, new perspective, enlightenment, viewing things differently than before, deep insight, sacrifice, change, release. Followed by the Two of Cups in reverse, which is alignment, personal affairs. No, personal value. Sorry about that. Overwhelmed by choices, lack of purpose, fantasy. ending with the Knight of Pentacles. Hard work, productivity, routine, conservation, responsibility, efficiency. Man, what is with this? Oh no, this energy for me, Cancer. I don't know why I'm getting so much work related energy. I'm not sure it's because it's the start of a work week, but this is so weird. Like in a simple form, I think what comes to my mind, I think, well, I know what comes to my mind is that you seem like you're just deciding to like no longer. What's the best way I can describe this? Like, have you ever felt like you had to follow instructions of or orders at work that you didn't necessarily agree with, and at some point, like you spoke up, you argued your perspective, you might have some like internal like turmoil. Excuse me, that came. You might have didn't understand like why you was being asked to, or you didn't agree with the ask, like whatever you was told to do or instructed to do. And what I'm getting from this this set of cards, excuse me, these set of cards is that you're deciding to, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm just gonna do whatever I was told to do because I just want to make sure I keep getting paid. Like I like that's what I'm getting from this read. It's like you kind of you are deciding to no longer like resist, or I guess overthink or being resistant to whatever you've been told to do. You're just like doing whatever you're told to do without, I guess, putting up the fight. Now, what I'm getting from the Seven of Cups in reverse, internally, it might still bug you, but you're just doing it anyway. Like you just recognize, like this is what this is what I get paid to do. Like I'm not gonna fight for something, especially if they're not listening to you, I guess. Yeah, like especially with like by the Seven of Cups also. I mean, the Seven of Cups in reverse also represents like lack of purpose. It makes it feel like you still don't think, or you still don't agree with whatever you've been told to do, but you're just doing it. You're just doing it because you're just following orders, even though deep down inside you just disagree with whatever you've been asked to do. You're just doing it, and by it also representing fantasy, maybe you're like thinking, oh, I can't wait until whatever big change you planning. I guess that's going to be like the energy, or just overall, this just represents someone who's not really fully happy with what or who they're working for, and they just doing it as a way to earn a living or to cover their livelihood. And like deep down inside, you're just keeping this thought alive, in which you're like, no, what, I'm just doing this so it can help me fund my next passion, my next goal. Yeah, that's what I got from you, Cancer. Let's go over to Leo. Man, man, it's just like it's some more hangmans. Okay. Okay, Leo, for you, what I got was the Knight of Wands upright, the Ace of Swords upright, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Wands representing energy, passionate, inspired, action, adventure, fearless, impulsiveness. Followed by the Ace of Swords, mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind, new conflicts, surgery, ending with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, overcommitted, disorganized, reprioritize, lack of balance, overwhelmed. Leo, what? Mm. Okay, for you, there's a few thoughts that came to my mind. One is okay. Either you are having a okay. I don't want to offend anyone. So let me see how. So the energies that's coming to me, Leo, is that you feel good right now. Like you feel alive, which is good. High energy. You know, the two thoughts that came to mind that maybe you recently met some people, right? You you recently met some people, but to be honest, it could also be they might seem like I guess good on the like good people on the outside, but just be cautious. Like don't like pay attention to what's happening around you. You might be in some new circles, right? And just just be cautious. Just like with the Ace of Swords representing new conflict, like it makes me think maybe it's like new people who you recently met where you guys don't really get along. So just be cautious. Like you don't want to be in a circle that doesn't fully make you safe. Ending with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, just I guess just like be careful that you're not like also spreading yourself thin by trying to like, you know, um, maintain different circles of friends too. Like you might have a new set of friends that's coming your way or multiple friend groups that's making it challenging for you to balance everyone. The only other thing, like this message, I'm kind of hesitating to say to be honest. But the second message that came to my mind was this. I'm not sure why, but it gave me a thought of could this be related to someone who's like using um, some type of drug, or whether or not you're drinking a lot, Leo. Excuse me. And the reason why that came to mind, I'm just gonna say what came to me initially, like as as my as these cards was first laid out, is that the high energy or the passionate that I'm getting from the Knight of Wands and their fearlessness and impulsiveness, it gives me like the vibes of someone who's possibly using some type of substance, whether it's alcohol or some type of drug that is making you elevated, or I mean, some of you know how alcohol makes us, and the overindulging, I feel like is giving me you're losing track of what is happening, like mental clarity, breakthroughs, new conflict. You know how sometimes um, have you guys ever encountered someone that was intoxicated and you weren't? it's like that type of dynamic. Like, sometimes that the drunk person could become more upset if they like, like are told to like, go chill. Like being impaired is not always good for other people. So that's what I'm getting from that. And plus, like the lack of balance. Like, if you're overdoing it, like maybe you're like struggling to have full awareness what's happening or what's going on around you day to day. I wish that message didn't come out, but I just wanted to be honest of like what came to me. So, yeah, that was the second message. You all, at least yours the first one. I got two different things for. Um, yeah, let me know if that connects with anyone. Next, I'm gonna go to the sign Virgo. Sorry about that. Let's see where energies come out for Virgo. Let's see. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Swords in reverse. So, Virgo, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, self discipline, boredom, feeling stuck, professionalism, work without reward, followed by the Ace of Pentacles, lost opportunity, missed chance, bad in, bad investment, lack of planning and foresight, ending with the Two of Swords in reverse, lesser of two evils, no right choice, confusion, information overload. You know what's weird? Virgo, what I'm getting from your cards, and I'm gonna explain in a second, but I feel like what is coming to me is like the possible risk of what I picked up for Aries, in which for your cards, Virgo, what I'm getting is that you have been focusing on whatever goal that you wanted to execute. And you've been executing that goal, like whatever plan that you had in mind, you've been putting a lot of energy, time and attention to it. But I think what you're dealing with, not all of you, but some of you, is that maybe you have retreated back into whatever, or put so much attention, or any, you put so much attention to whatever you was building or working on that you might have lost access to certain groups of people, or you might have lost some friends. And the reason why I'm getting this is that it's not really for I'm not sure. I'm not getting like you actually lost anything like financially. I just think that this is more so on like a personal level. Like you've been very committed to whatever you've been working on, and now that you decided that it's time that you want to, I guess, celebrate your achievement or your success, you look up and there's not that many people around you that you feel comfortable with celebrating. Like you might have some people that you might like work with or communicate with like on a regular basis, but you don't really see those individuals as your, I guess, core friends. But in fact, your core friends are no longer your core friends because you've been sort of distanced with them. And that's why I'm like, that's at least what I'm getting from the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So like maybe you have recently saw some information or became aware of some information that your old friend group was doing that you wasn't necessarily invited to. And with the Two of Swords, what I'm getting is that in your mind you feel that you had no other choice, right? Like you, I guess you decided at some point like your goal was more was more of a priority than maintaining, I guess, your friends or keeping in close contact with your friend circle. It feels so weird not to pour like additional cards to get more clarity, cause I'm curious to know whether or not there's a way for you to, I guess, go back to some of your friends that you might have lost communication with. I'm pretty sure there is. It's just I'm not necessarily sure if you want to at this time, but at the same time, like it seems like you at least want to be able to have somewhat a way to celebrate your success, and maybe this is just you recognizing that the people that really know you at your core is no longer your part of your, I guess, your close circle, and you have to reevaluate that, or you're currently recognizing that, and it doesn't seem like you're in the best spirits because of that. Yeah, that's what I got for you, Virgo. Sorry that that wasn't a positive read for you. Okay, now it's time to go to the sign, or next is the sign Libra. Let's see what comes out for Libra. So you have the Ten of Pentacles upright, followed by the Ten of Swords upright, ending with the Three of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles representing wealth, financial security, family, long term success, contribution. Followed by the Ten of Swords representing painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, failure, collapse, defeat. Ending with the Three of Wands in reverse, plain, small, lack of planning, lack of foresight, unexpected delays, obstacles to long term goals. Give me a second. So, the message that's coming to me right now is, at least right now, everything is is fine for you. Like you're not like you and your family feel you're in a good position. At least the current energy. Now this, I'm not sure what caused you to transition in the to the Ten of Swords, because to me this seems like a complete rapid shift between everything is all good with the Ten of Pentacles, family, long term success, contribution. The only thing that only other thing that this makes me think is that could you possibly just went through a breakup or a divorce? The main reason why I'm saying this is because this is a dramatic shift, and for for me or to me, for a dramatic shift this big, like I don't understand how someone can shift from the Ten of Pentacles to the Ten of Swords so quickly without something major. If you're not going through a breakup or a divorce, maybe you lost your job and the way it ended, or maybe your company is going out of business, and it's yes, that's a big deal, but it seemed like I'm getting something dramatic is about to happen, or if you're currently going through it, that's what I'm getting from the cards. Everything was good here, and voila, something crazy happened. Either the company closed, you lost your job, or the company going out of business, or is literally a divorce or a split. And with it ending with the Three of Wands in reverse, maybe you're contemplating like why this transpired, the Ten of Swords. Maybe like playing it small, maybe the company wasn't taking all the right steps to get ahead of what ended up transpiring, like a planning. I'm not sure if that's, maybe, I mean, that could contribute to the failure of a business. Yeah, for me, the Three of Wands is just makes me think after this big change of energy of the Ten of Swords, you're just sitting your thoughts and you're just like going through like what caused this dramatic shift from here to that, and you just contemplating or you're thinking about what caused it. Man, I wish this one was more positive as well, but yeah, that's what I got from you for you, Libra. Let's go over to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, what I got for you, the Three of Pentacles upside down, followed by the Two of Pentacles upright. That came out quite a bit today. And the Queen of Cups upright. So the Three of Pentacles in reverse, meaning disharmony, disalignment, working alone, lack of teamwork, disorganized group conflict, followed by the Two of Pentacles, multiple priorities, time management, adaptability, balancing decisions, ending with the Queen of Cups, compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotional, emotionally stable, intuitive, caring. Scorpio, what I'm picking up from these cards is you starting off in this energy of like, I'm just gonna do it myself. Like I'm getting that maybe there's some tension that you feel like that maybe there's certain personalities that you currently don't want to deal with. You don't want to deal with. You just rather like do the job yourself. You just don't have the time or patience right now to deal with whatever personality that you just don't want to deal with right now. So you're intentionally doing things solo, and it's making you it's a little challenging for you. Like that's what I'm like leading into the Two of Pentacles. That's what I'm getting. Like you're you're doing it alone, but because you're doing it alone, is it's taking you longer. It's challenging. You might have different responsibilities that you or different commitments that you gotta keep up with, and it's a bit much. It's a bit much. But with the last card being the Queen of Cups, I think you prefer it this way, to be honest. At least right now. I think you prefer to be working alone or by yourself because you're trying to protect your own energy or your own, I guess, your own happiness. Cause like this, to me, the queen represents, like someone that's focusing on like their emotions in the sense of like making sure that they're properly cared for. So even though it might seem challenging for you right now because like you're kind of like off to your own, you have multiple tasks and priorities or responsibilities that you have to commit to. At least right now, you prefer it that way because it helps you protect your peace of mind. You're not letting whoever this is that's irking you get to you because you're doing it by yourself. I get it. I'm not sure how long you can maintain, like trying to juggle all these priorities, but at least right now you seem like you're fine with it. It doesn't seem like it's affecting you in a negative aspect right now. So this seemed like a decent read. At least that's what I'm getting. again, I'm not sure how long you can maintain this this energy of like doing it, or not energy, but the effort of you doing everything by yourself, because it's, as you see with the two of Pentacles, this guy is juggling. So maybe over a long period of time that might become an issue for you, but at least right now it seems like you're okay with it. Yeah, so that's what I get for you, Scorpio. That's pretty straightforward to me. Next, let's go to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. The Knight of Swords in reverse. The Four of Swords in reverse. Followed by the Page of Swords in reverse. Sagittarius, what I'm getting. Okay, the Knight of Swords in reverse. Restless, unfocused, disregard for consequences. Followed by the Four of Swords. Burnt out, deep contemplation, stagnation, recklessness, stress. Ending with the Page of Swords, deceptions, manipulation, all talk, haste. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay, this is. Oh, sorry about that, Sagittarius. I'm just gonna say the first thought that came to mind. I'm hoping that this does not resonate with majority of you. What I got from this Sagittarius is that you are about this close of like going off on someone. I'm not. I wish I had done a full spread of like what was happening leading up to this, but this seems like this is giving me signs of someone that is like about had it and that's getting ready to I guess go off. And the reason why I got that is like starting with the Knight of Swords, unpredictable, disregard for consequences, unfocused. It it makes me think at least some of you, or maybe a baby feel hoping is a baby, maybe just one or nobody. It's hard for you to focus on anything else right now because someone has something or someone has truly pissed you off, and you're in deep contemplation on like what you're gonna do. You really is really heavily on your mind right now, where you cannot focus on anything else. It really has your mind on this. You're stressing out about it because you're trying to maintain yourself or trying to bite your tongue. The reason why this is even upsetting you even more is that whoever the person or thing, and it's making me think it's definitely a person, is that maybe you're finding out certain things that this person has said about you to others that's coming to light that you recently found out about. That's why it has like deception, like the all talk. It like it makes me think this person has been spreading rumors about you to others that was somehow made their way back to you, and it really has you up in your head space right now where you can't even think about nothing else, and you plan on confronting this person. That's that's what kind of came to my mind, to be honest. I hope this is like one of the readings that nobody resonates with, because man, I would only caveat I would say, or caveat to say to that is Sagittarius. I do know it takes more energy to be upset than just to let shit go. So maybe this is like the one thing where yes, it's okay to be like upset for that moment, but just think about the amount of energy and time that you spend being upset, and like it just feels so much. It feels so much cleaner at times to just like let things go and just. It's more energy. It's more energy to be mad and to remember why you mad. So that's the only advice I can give you with that. Like if this resonates with you, just like go through your emotions, but then just also keep count like how much energy and how much you have to keep playing that thought over and over in your head. It's like I get mad too, but at a certain amount of time, like when I realize like, oh wait a minute, I actually it's more effort for me to maintain me being upset. I usually like let it go. I I remember that. So that's the only advice I can give you if you are a Sagittarius that's currently in that energy right now. Just yeah, be mad, but then hopefully you can find some way to let it go before you move it to that state where you don't give a you know what and you know. All right, next is Capricorn. The Ace of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Wands, followed by the Three of Cups. Okay, Capricorn. The Ace of Cups in reverse, emotional loss, blood, creativity, emptiness, self love, intuition, repressed emotion. Followed by the Queen of Wands, upright courage, confidence, independence, focus, zest for life, determination, joy. Ending with the Three of Cups, upright celebration, friendships, collaborations, creativity, community, happiness. What I am getting from now, I forgot what sign it was similar to this. Was it Aries? It might have been Aries. But what I'm getting from the first card, Ace of Cups, Capricorn, is that that wall is going up, right? Like that wall is up. That wall has been up. And as far as like the wall of people being having easy access to your, I guess your inner circle, and or a lot of new people might view you as very cold, or the you might come off as an emotionless person, but you also seem like you're focusing on yourself. I'm like, and the reason why I'm getting at is like the self love seems like a good thing. And this, even though others like emotional loss is mostly like how your relationship or how others or your connection with others, but you're loving onto yourself, which is not like a bad thing in my opinion. But what makes me think is really just like relationships or others is that, or in certain type of relationships. Let me add more context. It's certain type of relation. I think is mostly just your like your I guess personal relationship, like your intimate relationship. And the reason why I'm trying to provide that type of clarity is because going into the Queen of Wands followed by the Three of Cups, you even though you are not getting heavily involved with an individual, it still seems like you're out and enjoying life, or you're seeking experiments with community, friendships, collaborations. That like right now that seems like you have some type of desire to connect with people, to enjoy relationships with people, but it doesn't seem as on the same intimate level as what these people represent. These are maybe like people that you get along with on a friendship level, on a business level. Like you're in good spirits here, and maybe you're challenging yourself to step into different sh- different events or circles, and it's bringing you some type of happiness to challenge yourself to enter these new spaces and you get to meet new people to celebrate with. But you don't seem like you're in the current energy of trying to build a new connection with someone, like a deep connection with someone individual. You just focusing on yourself and what makes you happy. That's what I got for you, Capricorn. Let's go over to Aquarius. I can't believe I'm almost there. It sucks not going like deeper into the weeds, but I know myself. If I start to go deeper into each signs read, I'm gonna feel like I have to do it for each one, and this might turn into like a 2 or 3 hour type of thing. And I'm like, no, let me just do a quick, just 3 cards just to make it even. So sorry if you guys are not happy with that, but at least wanted to get through my first one. Okay. Oh, that is a busy card. Two of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Cups in reverse, the Hermit upright. So Aquarius, what I feel like at this point I should know this card by heart. The Two of Pentacles in reverse, disorganized, reprioritize, lack of balance, overwhelmed, followed by the Three of Cups in reverse, heavy partying, isolation, independence, alone time. There's a crowd gossip, ending with the Hermit, self soul searching, intro introspection, introspection, contemplation, wisdom, truth seeking, being alone, truth seeking, being alone, independence, inner guidance. This is interesting for me. Okay, Aquarius, I'm just gonna tell you what came to my mind. Your cards is giving me that you feel that you have been overworked. You like recently or currently you feel like you've been overworked. And I think for a very small portion of you or some of you might believe or think that people just don't understand how overworked or how much you have on your plate right now. And I think because of that, you're choosing to retreat. And when you retreat, you're having fun, like you're drinking a lot, or some of you are indulging quite a bit. And okay, either you're going to like new spaces that don't involve anybody that's like contributing to your workload. You're doing it by yourself. But then I feel like that, like people who's like going to like say a bar by themselves, that would be like a portion of you. But I'm also getting another a group of you who's just at home drinking and like you're not really in the spirit of like partying or being amongst others right now. Like you're doing whatever you have to do here. You feel a little bit overworked. You don't think it's fair. You don't think it's properly allocated across everyone as far as like the responsibilities. And because of that, you might feel that people don't understand or don't see it, like how much more is on your plate. So as a consequence, you're just off to yourself, and you by yourself. You might be at home drinking by yourself, and you just while you're drinking or indulging, you're just thinking about every like all like excuse me, you're running through your mind like how unfair this situation is. It's like other you feel that other people don't see it, so that's why you kind of like um not being involved or you're isolating yourself because you don't want to be amongst or around a lot of people at this time. Again, I wish I could. I mean, it'd be nice to see like how long this feeling carried, but at least with the three cards that came out, that's what I'm getting for you, Aquarius. Let's go over to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. The for you, I got the Page of Wands upright, followed by the Seven of Swords upright, ending with the High Priestess in reverse. So Pisces, what I'm getting for your energy right now is the Page of Wands, inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, freedom, followed by the two of, the Seven of Swords, betrayal, deceptions, getting away with something, acting strategically, trickery. Ending with the High Priestess in reverse, secrets, harm, hidden agenda, discon- disconnected from intuition, withdrawal, silence, selfish. Okay. The energy I'm getting from your cards, from these cards, Pisces, is okay. I kind of got like a scenario. Imagine if like you in good spirits. You're like planning on going out, like go to a bar. You might plan on like meeting people, and everyone seems um nice, nice to you, or like good people, and then you like open yourself up like to like getting to know these people. Could be multiple people or a new social group, but you start to find out quickly like things is not really how they seem to be, or these people are kind of like fake. What you thought who they were turned out quickly not to be who they claim or showed you who they were, and I kind of feel like you feel like blindsided. I was gonna lead with the word naive, but I didn't want to say that. Just let's stay forward like that. But this giving me an energy of someone that's kind of like had high hopes for a group of people or someone that you recently met, and you're quickly starting to find out like they're not really who they say or claim to be, and you're starting to see things or hear things that's to the contrary. The only thing I could say to this Pisces is, I guess, keep both eyes open. It sucks because you in this good energy. Like I like this page of wands energy, but it's just these people. It's people. Either it's one person or a group of people who is recently in your circle or new to your circle that is not who they claim or showing you who they are, and it seems like you're gonna be finding out some information about them that they didn't show you ahead of time. Okay, well, I guess that's the end of my reading. I appreciate everyone who made it this far. I truly appreciate everyone's patience with me as I continue with this new journey that I'm on. I would like to know, I guess, your feedback. If you don't mind leaving a comment, let me know whether or not you enjoy this, or even if you didn't, just let me know. I'm thinking because this is brand new. I'm thinking I'm still in the process of like what's gonna be my I guess my overall schedule. Um, I kind of have it in my mind. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to like show me how much more readings you want to do. But like my, I mean, like, of course I'll give feedback if it's like too much for me. But at least initially, I'm just gonna try to I'm in the process of determining my ongoing schedule for like when I'm post new content. I would like to say like the the quicker you guys help me get to my 1,000 subscriber mark, will let me know like how truly you guys want me to commit to this posting this type of content on a regular basis. But if not, I understand as well. I still plan on posting my readings because I actually enjoy it. I actually listen to readings quite a bit. So I hope some of my messages resonated with some of you, at least the good ones. And of course, if the bad ones fall underneath your zodiac sign and it doesn't resonate, please leave it here or just click off the video, whatever you choose to do. I understand. Besides that, I will talk to you guys again soon.